Week 16. This is it right here. This is what every fan in Broncos country hopes for. Meaningful football in the month of December. Week 16, the Denver Broncos are 8-5 at home, coming off the bye week against the 6-7 Colts, who are nipping. They're not necessarily nipping at the heels of the Broncos, but they're coming into Denver looking to steal away a win and keep their season and their playoff hopes alive. While the Denver Broncos are 8-5 in that 7th seed, looking to not only solidify a 7th seed, but also move up in the playoff rankings. This is what Broncos country wants. This is what we've always looked for, and now we have it. At home, playoff atmosphere after the bye week. Can Bo Nix and the Broncos come in and finish it off and beat the Colts at home and move on to Thursday Night Football? That's what we're here to talk about. We're joined by the Mile High Viking today. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful game day. Let's go, Broncos country. Welcome to the Get Fucked Game Day Show.
Williams takes the handoff, and Williams, nice second effort, still going. Javonte Williams carrying defenders. Second and 4, Jamar Jefferson in the game for the first time today, and a diving interception made at the 12-yard line. Justin Simmons with a spectacular pick.
What's up, y'all? What is up? What is up? It is Sunday. It is game day. As you can see, the Mile High Viking has his serious face on. He's got his serious game day face on. Yo, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Get Fucked Game Day show on the Orange and Blue Network. I am one of the co-founders, the CFO of the Orange and Blue Network, Isaiah Anderson, or also known as the Bronco Gentleman on Twitter. With me is my partner in crime, my best friend of all time, Johnny Baki, or also known on Twitter as the Mile High Viking. Johnny, I've asked you this question, if not every day this week. So I've asked it to you a couple hours ago, maybe an hour and a half ago when we spoke on the phone. I asked you the question again. So I'm asking the question for the audience, and I'm going to ask everybody the same question. Yo, how are we feeling? How are you feeling today, Johnny? You nervous?
How am I feeling?
Every week, no. But how are you feeling today? Excitement? What's going on in that belly?
You know what? I am so freaking. Listen, I am so freaking pumped, dude. Okay, we had a bye week. We had no Broncos football, and I mean, oh my God, man! Like we're back. We're back. Okay, it's even just 1 week removed. With 1 week without Broncos football, man, I get itchy. And so here we are. We're back. And, dude, come on. I am pumped. I'm excited. We got this.
Let's go. The chat is already full. We got D-Rock. We got Jay. We got Blitz. We got Mundungus in the house. Biggest game of the year, boys. Let's effing go. Broncos. I'm calling a breakout game for Aldridge. Also, I have PJ Luck having a pick six. So we already got predictions, excitement in there. But while we got all that excitement bottled up, let's go ahead and point that excitement towards something that is important, especially since today is another Orange and Blue Network takeover day. Because Johnny and I will not only be doing the Get Buck Game Day show, but then we will also be taking over the neighborhood where the Mile High Viking and the Bronco Gentleman will be the first half announcers. And Jay, the Denver Dreamweaver, will come in and be the second half announcer with the Mile High Viking. And of course, we have the Bucket Phillies postgame show with Jay, the host, and the Mile High Viking as well. But in addition to that, guys, if you are here from MHRT, go ahead over to the Orange and Blue Network social medias, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe, comment, share, like the video. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you do not miss a video. And if you are here from Orange and Blue Network, guys, you know how this works. This is mutual. This is a partnership. We love them. So go ahead over to MHRT, to their social medias, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the notification bell so you do not miss their videos. And one of the things that we talk about here all the time, and especially on game day, is we talk about getting some wins. And the most important thing about a win is how you pronounce it. And on game day here, we pronounce them W's. We pronounce them W's. So before we get into it, guys, with all that excitement, the last bit of business, let's go ahead and hear from a sponsor of our show, W.
Well,
Johnny.
Well, since you put it like that, all right, here we go, guys. The sponsor of today's show, you can find the link in the chat below, is W.GG for W Jitterless Energy Blend. I'm bringing it up right now. It is absolutely amazing stuff. Comes in a multitude of delicious flavors, okay? But the best part about W is that it gives you the kick in the butt you need to get going, because every single cup of W has exactly 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine in it. But you don't get the jitters and you don't get the crash later, because W is specially formulated with no sugar. All right? It also has no calories. It has no maltodextrin. It has no fillers, no artificial colors. It's as natural as it can be, you guys. It's nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics, including their patented neurofactor nootropic to keep you sharp throughout your day. And the caffeine in W is derived directly from the coffee plant. So it is as natural as it can be. It gives you the kick without the jitters or the crash later. This stuff is absolutely incredible. All the flavors, so far I've tried about 6 of their flavors, and they are awesome. So go on over to W.GG, click the link in the bio below, get yourself the dub, but I'm going to make it even sweeter, okay? Because in the checkout, you're going to punch in code NRWOB10. NRWOB10 is going to get you 10% off your order. So go on over to W, get yourself the dub, just like the Denver Broncos are going to do it against the Indianapolis Colts.
Guys, thank you, Johnny, for that wonderful sponsor. And you guys head on over there and get you guys some W, because the Broncos.
I think you've got a lag.
Yeah, you lag a little bit, Johnny, but you're good now.
No, you're lagging.
No, it's not me, it's you.
No, it's you. Don't give me this. Don't give me the party line of it's not me, it's you.
No, you were lagging when you were doing the sponsor read.
All right, whatever.
Yes, go ahead over and get a W like the Broncos are going to get to today. And before we went live, we had some big news that popped up right before we went live. And the news was that Levi Wallace is inactive today against the Broncos. And so it's going to be Chris Abrams-Drain and Damari Mathis, which Jay is in the chat blowing up about. He says Mathis with the game of his life is incoming. Possibly. So, Johnny, who gets to start today? Cad or Mathis?
Well, the way I look at it, you can look at it one of 2 ways, right? So, on one hand, you got the veteran in Damari Mathis. He knows, he's been there, he's done that, he knows what he's doing. Why are you walking away? Why do you keep walking away? Oh my God, I'll keep going, but I don't know if you can hear me or not. All right. On one hand, you got the veteran in Damari Mathis, who's been there, done that, knows what he's doing. However, he has had a lot of struggles up to this point. So, then on the other hand, you got the rookie, who played just last week for a pretty significant snap count for a rookie cornerback, right? and got the job done against a dude who had been tearing us up for hundreds and hundreds of yards before he got in the game. So, for me, and you can call this my Mizzou bias, I'd stick with the guy that just last week was shutting someone down. You know what I mean? Like Damari Mathis, is there in case he needs to be. But I'd give Chris Abrams-Draine the start. I'd give him that chance to build upon what he started last week when Levi Wallace went out of the game not last week, but last game when Levi Wallace went out against the Browns. And then of course, if he struggles, then consider putting Damari Mathis in the game.
It's going to be interesting take if you're going to say Chris Abrams-Draine's the rookie on the boundary. It's going to be very interesting to see if they bring in Mathis in for the dime, because if Levi Wallace is inactive, Johnny, this is what we spoke about on the phone of them switching him in and out in the red zone, which I didn't think was going to happen. So now that means that I know they elevated their DBS depth, but that means that either one of them is going to start and one of them is going to be the dime. So I'm thinking Cad's on the boundary and then Mathis is in at the dime. It's going to be very interesting. And I have confidence that these guys are going to do enough where the defense has a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to come out. They're going to come out aggressive. They know they're going to get picked on, and they don't like the way they played last time. We won. Defense had 2 pick sixes, but that's not the way we play, and that's not what we do. Was give up a bunch of yards to a receiver and stuff like that. But as far as the playoff picture, Johnny, go ahead and give us a quick rundown at the beginning of the show of the scores, who we're rooting for, not who we're rooting for, who winning would help us in the playoffs. And so go ahead and give us the rundown of the score. Last I checked, the Texans were helping us, but you need to go ahead and give us a real quick rundown before we get into this Game Day show.
Okay. All right, so right now, as it stands, the Broncos are still, after now 5 weeks in a row, still securely holding on to the 7th seed. We are currently tied with the LA Chargers, 8-5, who are the 6th seed because they own the tiebreaker over us. You got the Baltimore Ravens holding the 5th seed, the Houston Texans holding the 4th seed. 3rd seed goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Buffalo Bills are sitting at 2, and Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, sorry, I got a little gagged there. Are sitting pretty at number 1. So really, what we need today, right now, I'm looking at this. Hang on, let me get to it real quick. Current score: the Bengals and the Titans were actually holding the Bengals pretty well today so far, but now the Bengals have taken off in the third quarter, and now it's 31-14 because they were tied at 14 at the beginning of the third. So the Bengals will not be doing us any favors right now. They are sitting at 5-8. I mean, really, we are really at no risk from the Bengals right now. To do anything to our playoff picture at this point. 5-8. I mean, come on, man. Like their odds of making the playoffs now are a lot lower. By comparison, of course, the Indianapolis Colts that we got to beat them. They are the team currently nipping at our heels with the 8th seed right now. So they want our wild card spot. They're 6-7. So we still have a 2-game lead over them. But if they beat us, it's going to make things a lot more difficult. And let me explain why. All right. As of right now, the Denver Broncos have a 77% chance of making the playoffs. 77%, and that's nothing to laugh at. That is a great percentage, especially when you consider that nobody picked this team to even eclipse 6 wins this season. All right. So for us, right now, we are 77% chance of making the playoffs. However, if we win this game, when Broncos Country, when we win this game, our chances of making the playoffs increase to 90%. It is all but written in Sharpie that we will be going to the playoffs if we win this game today. However, it does not get pretty if we lose because the margin of error is razor thin, tissue paper thin. If we lose this game, we drop from 77% to 46% chance of making the playoffs. That is a differential between win or loss on this game of 44%. That's insanity. We cannot lose this game.
Yes, and that's where it starts. Is regardless of all the outside talk, all the other teams, Houston beating the Dolphins, Ravens beating the Giants, the Bengals beating the whoever the heck they're beating up on, the Titans. All that means nothing if the Broncos don't win the day. It means more when the Broncos win the day. So that's what it starts with. It starts with the Broncos winning this game. If the Dolphins lose and we beat the Colts, that means that the two teams that are behind that are on our heels now drop an extra game. So the Dolphins drop to 6-8, and the Colts also drop to 6-8, and that makes us at 9-5. That means the next two teams that are behind us are now, even if the Bengals win, they'll be what?
Yeah,
6-8 as well. So the next three teams are behind.
With a quick score update, since you brought up Miami, the two teams behind us are the Colts, who we play today, who we're going to beat today, and then, like you said, the Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. They're holding the 9th seed. Now, right now, 4:30 left in the third quarter. Houston is up on Miami 20-12. There's still a lot of football to be played, but right now, the Houston Texans, we need them to win this game because we knock out the Colts. They knock out the Dolphins. We've all but clinched.
And so here's the deal with that. And the Texans and the Broncos are rooting for each other, because with the Texans being the Dolphins and the Broncos being the Colts, the Texans solidify their AFC South division when they get their 4th seed. And that's who everybody wants to play first, right? Everybody wants to play the Texans, right? They want to play the they want to play the Texans. So we stamp their 4th seed, but we also almost stamp our 7th seed, because or not necessarily our 7th seed, but a wild card slot, because every team now beneath us. We don't clinch. We don't necessarily clinch. We can almost say we clinch a wild card spot, but every team beneath us would be 2 or 3 games behind us, and the only team that could separate themselves from the pack would be the Bengals. And we also have an opportunity to play them afterwards, which may also get flexed again, which would give us 9 days of rest instead of 10. But would give the Bengals.
You got to look at it this. You got to look at it this way, though. Right now. Okay, for the Bengals. Okay, they are 5-8 right now, Isaiah. Okay, so they win today. There's 4 games left, including today, including the game they're playing right now against the Titans, where they're winning right now. But that's 4 games left. So that being said, just go ahead and assume the Broncos win today. Yeah? We're 9-5. In order to catch us, they have to win out.
Yep.
They have to win out. They're already 3 games behind us, the Bengals are. And I'm sorry.
And we have to lose.
I'm going to say
we have to lose.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right now.
In order for the Bengals to get in, not only do the Bengals have to win out, the Dolphins have to lose 2 of the last 4. The Colts have to lose 3 of the last 4, and the Broncos also have to lose 3 of the last 4. And so the
look,
Colts
right now our chances are absolutely just. I mean, we have not felt like this, Isaiah, since 2015. Okay, like this is the biggest game for the Denver Broncos since Super Bowl 50. Who would have thought
biggest game at home since the AFC Championship game that same year. G-Money88 says, if we stop the run early, we're definitely picking off Richardson a couple of times today, especially with the wind. If we stop the run and it's windy and he has to throw the ball, we can get pressure. I believe that.
For those that don't know, for those that haven't already done the research, it is a windy day, at least for the first half of the game in Denver. It is 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts. So we are going to have to be very careful when we throw the ball, when we kick the ball, whatever it takes. We got to be careful because it's going to get intense.
Correct. Joe Burrow says, Wallace inactive today, so does that mean Abrams, Drain, or Mathis is the starter? Just the FYI, it's going to be a windy day in Denver with gusts of wind 20 to 30 miles per hour in the city. Joe Burrow's right on top of what we're talking Yes, I think Chris Abrams will start on the boundary. Mathis will come in when we have dime packages. And yeah, it's going to be a run game. It's going to be a run game. Richie says, Mr. Henderson.
I don't care if you guys come in here.
I have. I'm wearing my beanie because it is December, not because it's cold. Wearing my beanie not because it's cold, but because it's December. It is a little windy, a little chilly outside when you do go outside. But no, I have the thermostat off, and I want to save money. So just in case it does get chilly, I got my hoodie on underneath, just in case. Joe Burr says NFL can't flex the Bengals game without Broncos giving it okay. Yes, so that means that if the NFL asks Sean Payton, we'll have 2 primetime games back to back. 2 out of the last 4 games of the season will be primetime. That's pretty cool, actually. That's actually pretty impressive. And the NFL's like, hey, people want to see you. You're a market team. You guys are doing well on this.
We're relevant again, baby. We are relevant again.
And if
real quick, I just want to.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say. I want to note that I actually did paint the beard today. Okay, I did.
Painted.
It's orange and it's blue, and I'm rocking one Peyton Manning, who said on Monday Night Football, "My Broncos." Just had to. I just had to go. I had to go old school. Throw some Peyton Manning on there, and that little Colt grew up to be a Bronco. So
love it. And here's the thing about that flex game, because we flexed it, the Bengals have 7 days to prepare for the Broncos, and the Broncos have 10 days to prepare for them. Now, if we move that game to a Saturday, the Bengals only have 6 days of rest to prepare for the Broncos, where the Broncos will have 9. So it's still, and not only is it prime time, but it also benefits the Broncos as well. It also benefits having those 2 primetime games. Let's just say it benefits certain agendas. Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year for Benito and Pat Surtain, maybe against Lab McConkey. I don't know. Hey, this is just me thinking out loud. You shut down Brock Bowers. Why not shut down Lab McConkey? We see the Chargers often struggles, but that's for another day. Because today we're talking about the Colts. Let's see. Joe says, hope the beard washes out before you have to go to work.
Beautiful thing, Joe. The beautiful thing, Joe, is I'm a remote employee. So I work from my living room. So, I will shower. I will wash it out tonight. I will. But I don't have to if I don't want to, because I roll out of bed every morning and I wear basketball shorts and usually like a tank top or something to bed, a beater or something like that. And then I roll out of bed. I just grab my laptop, my computer system, set it up, turn it on, and I just work all day in my comfy clothes, man. So I'll be fine whether it washes out or not.
Also, Johnny, part of the injury report, Drew Sanders is making his NFL debut this year.
Not his NFL debut. He's played before.
I said this season. I said NFL debut this season.
Oh, okay. Well, NFL debut means first time ever.
Whatever. Lavelle Bailey is out, so Drew Sanders will be taking his place on special teams. So it's going to be good to see Drew Sanders get out there and exercise. Also, Riley Moss was out there doing some work before the game. He was moving laterally. Not a lot of hip movement, but he was definitely moving side to side, running, doing some drills. Looked good moving out there. So there's definitely some speculation. There's definitely some speculation of maybe he can play Thursday Night Football. If that's the case, that would be the first time the Chargers had faced both of our starting cornerbacks together. Pat Surtain got injured last time, so in the first series, I believe, he got on a pass breakup, he got a concussion. So that would be nice. Richie says, Sanders will he be back at inside linebacker? I believe so. I think that edge room is deep. I think that edge room is productive. I think with Alex Singleton coming back and Drew Sanders, I think Drew Sanders gives us a little flexibility to take. Now, I was talking to Johnny earlier. Now, this is just me. If we were in the draft, I may take an inside linebacker, 3rd or 4th round. I'd go tight end, interior defensive line. Maybe I might go receiver 3rd, linebacker 4th, or I might go linebacker 3rd, receiver 4th. That thing is because we have pretty good offense. We just need depth.
Well, do you, punk?
But we don't just want any depth. We want actually good depth. So I think if you get a tight end, that really helps the offense. And I was telling Johnny earlier, this 3-back committee thing does not work. If you see Detroit, if you see Sean Payton when he had Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, the two-back committee definitely works. And it seems we may possibly have two backs in Estime and Jalil. And if that's the case, you don't really need to draft a running back that high. That gives you that flexibility to wait into the later rounds for a running back. And the same thing with the wide receiver room. It gives you some flexibility for a wide receiver in the later rounds. So I say maybe after you get a tight end, maybe the first early rounds, day one, use an interior defensive line, maybe use a third round pick on a safety because you want good depth, not just any depth. But that was my thing at inside linebacker. I think Drew Sanders gives us some flexibility to have depth at inside linebacker, but you want someone else who's healthier as well coming in. Let's be referenced says, I know Richardson puts the ball in harm's way a lot, so hopefully we get him routed early.
So let's talk. Let's talk the game. Let's talk the game a little bit. Let's talk through it. Okay. So first of all, at least on paper, okay, statistics and ratings for the entire season wise, Broncos, Colts offenses are actually pretty even in turn. I mean, granted, the Broncos have really taken off late in the season here, the last 5 games. However, in terms of actual ranking, they're both ranked in the low 20s. Okay. And so they're actually pretty even. Give me just a second. You're not hiding it. Sorry about that. I had to corrective action a child. Okay. But yeah, they're both pretty evenly ranked. Okay. Low 20s, 20 and 23. All right. Defensively, however, the Denver Broncos are the vastly superior team. And that is the difference maker here, is that the Broncos have a top 3 defense, currently ranked 3rd overall in the NFL. Okay. Now, the Colts, depending on where you look, be it, CBS, ESPN, Fox, PFF, they're all in they're ranked between 28 and 32.
He's kicking.
Sorry, children. I'm kicking them out because they're being loud, and it's not okay. Yes, I did.
I did.
Out. Anyway, okay. So depending on where you look, the Colts are ranked between 28th and 32nd of 32 teams defensively. All right. So that being said, the defense in this game is on paper is the difference maker. Now, like Blitzby Reppin said here, Richardson puts the ball in harm's way a lot. Well, that's because about the only thing Richardson's got going for his game is the long ball. That's about his only strength. Is his ability to throw the long ball. Beyond that, his football IQ is lacking. He can't read a defense. He can't read a defensive scheme that's more complicated than a kindergarten level book. So, he is. We have the potential here to absolutely rattle him and affect his game. That also being said, let's talk about their offensive line for a second. Their offensive line was not even that great with their starters, but they have 3 out of their 5 offensive linemen are out this game. All right. So we can exploit that. Right tackle, center, and I believe left guard. I believe it's the left guard that is out.
No, Quentin Nelson's good. No, Quentin Nelson's good.
Oh, okay. So right guard.
Center, the right tackle. Yes, probably the whole entire right side of their offensive line are backups, I believe.
We can exploit that
unless the
heavily.
Left tackle's a back.
Heavily. And that will bring a lot of pressure on Richardson. And also we can exploit that in the run game to stop Jonathan Taylor at or behind the line a lot more easily.
You throw that together with Vance Joseph with simulated pressures and
Yo, you have got such a bad lag, homie. We lost you there, buddy. It chopped out. We couldn't understand you. Isaiah?
A young quarterback like Anthony Richardson in a big time game. Who's the I don't know who's that.
Hey, guys, would you guys tell us in the chat, is it me or is it Isaiah that is having some really bad lag issues? I believe it's Isaiah, but okay. So yeah, Isaiah, it looks like it's yours that's doing this. Because KB82 is asking if your modem came from Temu, and D-Rock says it's yours. So, okay, guys, we'll keep rolling for now. Isaiah will be right back with us as soon as he can get back. Let's keep talking. Let's keep talking the game because there's a lot to talk about. It's going to be fun. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, you know, their offensive line, we can exploit their deficits, their weaknesses there right now. That will work out really well in our favor. I think. I don't know about you guys. But I think that it's going to be a really important, a really important factor in the game today. Of course, it's very important that when and if we cause Richardson to make mistakes, we capitalize on those mistakes. It's absolutely imperative. And so yeah, I really hope that the Broncos can not only do a good job of sending, I'm sorry, my child just popped in and they can do a real good job of exploiting those weaknesses on the offensive line, bringing extra pressure, strong pressure, flustering him within an inch of his life and just forcing him to make mistakes. And then, of course, it's going to be up to our secondary to capitalize. So hang on. Here we go. Bringing Isaiah back into the show. Let's get the host in the right spot there. And KB82.
Okay, how we look?
Yeah, it looks better. I can understand you. I can hear you. KB82 says he can join us if we send him a link.
Yeah. So let's see. Have him. Hey, KB82.
Well, you keep going, and I'm going to send KB82 a link real quick because we have, he's been a longtime friend of the show, and one thing, we've never had him on one of our shows. So let's do this.
No, we can talk to Army Navy too. While you're doing that, I think it actually will be a perfect time to send him the link because we're going to have him on one of our segments today. It's going to be absolutely perfect. But before we get to that, one of the things I wanted to discuss before my Wi-Fi decided to suck was that Vance Joseph simulated pressures and confusing the quarterback and disguising the defense is going to do well to confuse a young quarterback. Especially one that's inefficient as he is and doesn't have a high completion rating. So you add together with his inefficiency, we have the highest sack rate, simulated pressure, disguised defenses in Denver, a high-stakes game on Sean Payton with a loud crowd noise. It just makes a tough recipe for a young guy to come in there when it's all on the line to really go in there and to get it done. And I just don't see them doing that, especially because it's windy. And if you make them one-dimensional and you say, hey, we're just going to stop the run immediately. And if the idea is if you can stop the run and then hold the ball, take away time of possession. You don't have to score quickly. Stop the run, take away the ball, and get a 3-4 minute, 5 minute drive where you run the ball, take care of it, 7 points, touchdown. And then let's say you get another 3 and out, right? You do another 3, 4, 5 minute drive, touchdown. Now you're down 14-0. You haven't had the ball. You're in Denver. Your season on the line. And now you're thinking, if I don't score now, I may not get the ball back. It's still the first half, and the wind is 20 to 30 miles an hour. This is the type of thinking in the game planning that I'm positive Sean Payton puts into it, and that's his game plan. Not because you don't want Anthony Richardson to have the ball, not like you do against the Chiefs, but it's a sense of demoralization. Because our defense can't stop them, and yet they can do what they want, and whenever they get down there, they score. And it's not even halftime yet, and we can't seem to score. And we know our season's on the line. We don't have our fans backing up, supporting us. It's loud in here. We've had a couple penalties. Nick Benito's on my butt every time I hike the ball. So So the idea is not just demoralization at the end, and that's one of the things that the Broncos are definitely going to try and come in here and do, is come in there and see this team is hungry. They want to come in and get the playoffs, but no, this is our year. Nothing's going to take this away from us. So you go in there and you demoralize them, and I think we have the opportunity to maybe do the same thing to the Bengals in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Demoralize them, but that's going into Cincinnati. That's a different conversation.
Now, real quick, Kenny Booker. I shot you the link, brother. So hop on in. We'll see you in a minute. But let us know. Okay, here's the thing.
Hop in.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and he'll just pop in, and we'll toss him into the show. But when you're talking about demoralizing your opponent, I mean that's a given. That's a week in, week out thing. If you want to win a game, you get fans are going to be a big part of that. Always have been. Denver's a really hard place to play for opposing teams because Broncos country, we're loud. We're proud, baby. Denver, Seattle, Buffalo, Kansas City, just to name a few of the places where it's really hard to win. There are other places like where we're going to be going to play the Chargers in Los Angeles next week, later this week, where you don't have to worry so much about their fan base being the quote unquote 12th man. Because they just don't show up like that in certain places, but they do in Denver. And Anthony Richardson, like we've already said it, Anthony Richardson's young, okay? And, the guy, when I went up to Indianapolis, I was up in Indianapolis earlier this year for a conference, and Anthony Richardson was everywhere. Like, I mean, they literally had, there was like a 20-story building downtown where the entire side of the building was nothing. Was a giant like Anthony Richardson fathead on the side of that building. And I was like, why? He has done nothing yet. Like, and again, we've already talked about it some. The guy has very low football IQ.
Speaking of an update, real quick, Tua just had his third turnover. He's had a fumble. Now he just threw his second interception. So it's fourth quarter. Texans are up 20-12, and they just intercepted the ball. So that looks good for Houston. But, guys, it's 40 minutes, and the game's almost on. The Broncos have come out in their days.
Well,
so
technically the game doesn't kick off until 2:25 Mountain. So we actually have about 50 minutes.
So we're going to stop. We're going to do an hour so that we have time in between this show and the next one.
Sure, but hey, let me toss you this. Let me give a quick score update across the NFL at the moment. Currently, with 5:39 left in the fourth, the New York Giants are down 14 to 35 to the Baltimore Ravens. Right? New York Jets with 4:19 left in the fourth are down to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 22-17. I mean, New York Jets are such a dumpster fire, dude. We got Carolina is down 7-27 to Dallas right now with 9:25 left in the fourth. New Orleans is down to Washington 13-20 with 6:51 left in the fourth. The Bengals are up on the Titans 31-14. They're going to get the win today, likely, with 10:29 left in the fourth quarter. And then the Kansas City Chiefs are just whooping up on the Cleveland Browns 21-7 with 9:26 left. And as you already stated there, Isaiah, it is Houston over Miami right now, 20-12 with 6:38 left in the fourth. We really need that game to go our way.
Yes, and speaking of that, guys, thank you for that, Johnny. We are going to head on over, and I believe we got a update. I think we got the Bronco Libre in the house at Mile High, so he's there repping. And
hold up. Well, boom, shaboom. The man, the myth, the legend, Kenneth Booker.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Awesome.
Welcome, KB82 in the house. You jumped in right when I was getting ready to have you come in for the Mile High menu, so thanks for that, Johnny. But
you're
KB82,
welcome.
I hope you're hungry, and I hope you cook today because you're gonna help us out with our Mile High menu.
I know, we kick it like no one else. We kick it like no one else. Listen out, there ain't nothing like this.
It just got a whole lot more army.
That was not KB82 in the graphic. I promise you that was not him. KB82, welcome. Kenneth Booker, Army veteran as well. As Johnny said, it just got a whole lot more Army. We call him 82 because he's stationed at the 82nd.
Yeah, you guys gave me that name.
I see you're stuck
did.
here in a chicken sandwich. It's like you're stuck here in a chicken sandwich. So I love to see it. But speaking of chicken sandwiches, I'm going to let Johnny lead us off today. KB82, then you're going to go ahead and go second. Johnny,
Okay.
what is your Mile High menu today? And you better be good because it's game day.
Game day, baby. It's pretty good. I mean, here's the truth. Groceries in my house right now are a little hard to come by. We've been struggling financially a little bit. Not trying to put my stuff out there, but you know, I haven't been able to go and get all the primo ingredients that I usually do for my game day menus. However, what I've done today, I defrosted some chicken breasts. All right, I cubed them up, chopped them up into some nice bite-sized pieces. Egg wash, flour, a little bit of panko bread crumbs. They're sitting in the fridge right now, setting up. And right before game time, I'm going to toss them in some oil, fry them up into some just little fried chicken bites. A lot easier to eat during. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to have Kenny on here right now, man. I'm pumped. But I'm going to fry them up. It's fried chicken. It's just not like on the bone. It's a little easier to eat while you're podcasting.
Okay.
Nice. Maybe a little barbecue sauce mixed with some honey mustard. I really like that mix. Dip them in there. And then I'm going to have some fried green beans.
Okay.
So,
what do you? So it's my turn, right?
Now it's your turn. So it's your Mile High menu. Game day. Did you cook up something special? Did you buy? Did you deliver? What you got for us today?
So I haven't left yet. So I was gonna go run to the store. I literally live right down the street from the store. I probably had to pause it and then fast forward some commercials, but I like to get wings, do the little mesquite barbecue rub on there, and then hit it in the air fryer.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a little extra to get a little extra crisp on it. I always have to make sure you pat them dry before you put them in there, just so they get a little crispier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Besides that, I don't know, like some fries, some baked beans, a couple of beers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Baked beans.
Sounds good to me, brother.
Baked beans. Yeah.
Baked beans is my favorite.
Well done.
That's all day.
Those are really the only beans I really like, if I'm being honest, are baked beans. Yeah, you throw a nice little, maybe throw some turkey meat up in there, maybe throw some ham hock meat in there, some ham. Oh my gosh, maybe I'm just starving.
I got a budget thing for you though, Johnny, too, as well is you just get some fried rice. You can make it yourself, which is pretty cheap, or you can get like the PF Chang's already kind of made, and then I get like a bag of the real bacon bits, but the real bacon, and I throw like maybe a half a bag into there, and I make it together. I could eat that.
That sounds good, buddy. That sounds real good.
We're gonna have KB82 on my menu. We gotta have KB82 on my menu more often, huh? Billy Timmons, one of my favorites. It says Hatch Chili Verde is on the menu for tonight. When we said it gets more Army, it gets more Army. Perfect timing, Billy, hopping in.
Even better, Isaiah. It gets more 101st.
Yeah, it gets more 101st. Just in case you felt real lonely over there, KB. D-Rock says, pigs in a quilt, that's hilarious, and Mozzie sticks, and of course, my race relations. Yeah, that sounds like a normal Sunday for D-Rock. Pigs in a quilt.
Kenny, if you don't know, what race relations is from D-Rock, it's light and dark liquor mixed together that he drinks.
Okay, it's all right. Yeah, MLK would approve.
Yeah.
Richie up in Canada says grilled pork chops. Now, do you guys call it grilled pork chops, or do you guys call it grilled Canadian bacon? Twice baked potatoes and homemade buffalo cauliflower bites. Now, all that actually sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That sounds really fire, dude.
I probably should have went before I went to the comments, because now my Maha menu isn't gonna sound anything like any of that. But what I did was I got some white cheese sauce, and I got some chili Fritos. I'm dipping that in there. But I also took out some chicken last night. to thaw. So I'm probably gonna have some baked chicken later. Gotta get back on my diet. So just some normal, nothing extra special baked chicken.
Okay.
I like it.
Make some teriyaki or some teriyaki asparagus with that. But that's really it for my mind menu. Nothing fancy like you guys are doing over there. But it doesn't always call for it. Sometimes on game day you're nervous and you can't really eat as much as you want to because you're waiting for the game. But guys, that concludes our Mile High menu. As you guys, KB82 was a special guest. It was perfect timing. But we're going to go ahead and move on because we got another segment. We got more Broncos to talk about, and we want to hear more from KB82.
I know, we kick it like no one else. We kick it like no one else. Listen now, there ain't nothing like this.
Love it. All right, hey, real quick, gotta give a salute back.
KB, that's your favorite song, is it not?
No,
Yeah.
I listen to music like that with my daughter in the car. It's just like, oh my god, I gotta turn this Taylor Swift I don't know, the other late Katy Perry type music off.
Yeah, well,
I could take a couple songs, but
I'm with you there. I am. I mean, I had fun with that song when I made that video. But I'm with you. Like, I can't stand that music. I won't sit and listen to it. I like my country music, but then I love hip hop, rap, heavy metal, and just like classic rock. That's my.
I even listen to country before it, but then if I find myself kind of bobbing my head to it, like involuntarily, it kind of bothers me.
If you haven't heard it, all right, I'm gonna give you one. I want you to listen to if you haven't heard it already. All right, and that's "Tipsy" by Shaboozey.
Tipsy by
Or
Shaboozey?
it's called a bar song.
Okay.
It's called a bar song in parentheses Tipsy, and it's by Shaboozey. He's an up and coming black country artist. Dude is, I mean, that song it rips, dude. I mean, it makes you want to move because he has all the elements in it. It's just you just trust me. A bar song by Shaboozey. It's fun, but I got to give a salute back real quick to Jack Kenna, a resident Raider fan. He throws us a salute. Here's one back from us. We do love Jack. He is the one of the co-hosts, the Raiders co-host of Wild Wild West on MHRT Network, and he's a good dude. So
they never reply to my comment about the Raiders being like that uncle that keeps getting thrown out of the house. Like first he was because like they're in Oakland, then they're in LA, then they're in Oakland, they're in Vegas. Pretty soon they'll be in Tijuana.
Cancun Raiders eliminated from the playoffs this year. Joe Burrow has updated, says Winston has been benched versus KC, and Mahomes has been taking out and limping on the sideline. I think he's going to be fine. I think that's not an issue. But we got about 10 minutes left.
You know what? It may not be an issue now. It may not be an issue for Patty Mahomes now. But look at how much punishment his ankle has taken this season. I mean, dude, he may be the NFL's version of Superman, but eventually it's going to catch up to him. And when it does, it's going to hit him hard.
On the offensive line, it does not work. And here's the thing, and we talked about this earlier, Johnny. Their interior offensive line, the Broncos and the Kansas City interior offensive line consume 6 out of the 10 best interior pass blockers in the NFL. But the Broncos have bookend tackles. The Chiefs do not, and they've had rotating door tackles for years now. And now it's starting to catch up, and he's been getting punished. If they get that 1 seed, they're not going to play Denver. They will not start Mahomes against us because there's no way they're going to let him get beat up like that again. And that's why I'm glad we extended Garrett Bowles, because had you let Garrett Bowles hit free agency, there's no telling what team he would have went to. Because there are
he could have gone anywhere.
Yeah,
the Bengals,
then you went into
the Ravens. Any team would have taken him, and we would have had to play against him. So it's good that we got him locked up.
I think we ran into a Brock Osweiler situation too, where they end up he becomes out of range. People just start overpaying for him, and then we're like, we wanted him, but now we're not going to pay that much.
No. And I was saying to Isaiah earlier,
Sorry.
And I was saying it to you earlier, Isaiah, when we were talking about Garrett Bowles' extension. Some of Broncos country's not happy about it because for whatever reason, they just can't get past rookie Garrett Bowles. They can't. There's so many Garrett Bowles haters out there, man. It's disgusting.
I get it.
Again, I know the guy. Okay, I've met him. I've sat down. We've talked. We've laughed. We've had some drinks. He's a good dude. On top of being a very, very good player, he has his struggles. He has his issues from time to time, but he's not rookie Garrett Bowles. You know the way he was. He is one of the best left tackles in the NFL. He is. You cannot deny it. Stats wise.
Well, we were kind of Broncos country about that, and it's going to be weird to say, but we're spoiled at left tackle. We've had a left tackle for almost a decade. So go ahead and lose him and see how much you miss him. Go ahead, let him go somewhere else and see if you can replace anybody with that same line of play. Number 3, left tackle and pass blocking. He's always been a great run blocker. Go ahead and lose him to someone else and see. All these teams are willing to pay him. So, yeah, you can say, I don't like the signing, but whatever.
You might lose Bo Nix in the process if he's getting smashed from the backside or in the blind side. So, yeah, you want to
look.
You're gonna beg,
and that's what I said.
For Garrett Bowles to come back.
I said it weeks ago. We did an episode where we were talking about locking up this offensive line or who you would let go or whatever. And I had said, you don't let Garrett Bowles go. You don't mess with what we have. What we have is phenomenal. We don't mess with that.
It's great. Number two line in the NFL. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Speaking of going broke, we're going to our next segment. You wanna bet? Let's go. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line. I'ma run it.
Is that one a little bit better for you, Kenny? That song?
A little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better. I think it's a little bit better. I did think that was a little bit better. All right, guys, we have the Broncos versus the Colts today. And as you guys know, the Broncos are favored over the Colts at home. Now, this is what the numbers that we have today. The Broncos.
Since when do you do the odds? Since when do you do the odds?
Today, the Broncos are 4.5 favorites, and the spread is 43.5. 43.5.
No, that's the over-under, dude.
That's what I said.
No, you said the spread.
Well, the spread is 4.5. The over-under is 43.5. The spread is 4.5, favoring the Broncos. The over-under is 43.5. So you guys know how this goes. Will the Broncos cover the spread? Will you take the over-under? And what is your score prediction? Johnny, start us off.
Oh, I'm going first. All right. I was gonna let Kenny, our guests, go first. Because I'm not an animal. We're being good hosts today. All right. So 4.5 point favorites, which I personally think is a little insulting. I think it. I honestly think it should have been like maybe 6, but whatever. You know what? I'll take it. We are 4.5 point favorites. Broncos win. Broncos cover that spread. Most definitely. Okay. I've already said it. Our defense is the difference maker in this game. Odds, their offense, even without Riley Moss, their offense isn't going to be able to do what they're used to being able to do against our secondary. And of course, the pressure we're going to be putting on Anthony Richardson, a dude who gets flustered very easily. It's going to be they're going to be the difference maker. So we cover the spread. I'm going to take what is it? 43.5 for over under. I'm taking the over. In four of the last 5 games, the Broncos have put up an average of over 30 points. I don't see any reason to believe that that's going to be any different today. So, except maybe the win. The win might be a factor in that, but I'm still going to take the over. And I'm going to call it Denver Broncos. I'm going to go with the same one I said to you on the phone earlier, Isaiah. Broncos 36, Colts 17.
I don't know what you said earlier, but that's close. Okay.
That's exactly what I said earlier. That is exactly what I said earlier.
All right, KB. All right, let's see. Do the Broncos cover the spread? What's the over/under, and what is the score prediction?
You're gonna have to go to my Patreon for that. No, I'm just saying. No.
I prefer to go to your OnlyFans, big boy.
Yeah, my OnlyFans. Yeah, the greatest in my boobs. I don't know. I don't do too much gambling, whatever. But I did have so I had my final score was 28-13. So
okay,
I guess that's
okay. So that means
shy of 43, so it's under.
Yep, he takes the under.
Mm-hmm.
And then spread.
But the Broncos do cover too.
They cover it though. Yeah. So
Incredible gambler.
Okay, 28-13.
That's all right.
28-13. So we've got no more than 13 points. Johnny, you said 16, so we've got them within the.
I said 17.
2 touchdowns, maybe a touchdown, a couple of field goals. 17, whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna go with. I like what you said, Johnny, about 4 of the 5 last games. Averaging 36 points per game, which is insane. Something Broncos Country hasn't talked about because it's quick. It's really insane how quickly we got spoiled, but because that's what we expect from Sean Payton's offenses. That's what they've done. Now we're 13th in the NFL in points per game, so we're top 15 in points per game, which is good. Now we had the run game. We're a top 10 offense. So I'm gonna go 35. I say I'm gonna take the over. 35-17, and the Broncos cover the spread. I'm going to say garbage time touchdown. They're going to have a first half touchdown, and I think they're going to have a field goal, and then I think they're going to have a garbage.
Look at that puppy.
What a nice dog. What a nice dog. So that's what I'm going to have to say for that. That's what we're going to close out with your one and bet, guys. And we're going to go ahead and close out here, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here. John, you got something to say before we close out?
I just want to give a couple quick score updates that are, important. But go ahead and get us out of this segment, and we'll hit it on the back end.
All right, guys. You guys heard the numbers. You guys heard the score predictions. Let's see who's closest, who's right, and let's get this W. That's another segment of Wanna Bet. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Money line.
Oh, sorry, I was getting
Johnny,
down.
Go ahead and give us some scores.
All right, some scores. So right now, this is it looks like the Texans have knocked Miami down. 20-12, the game is over. So Miami is now even further back from us. All right, that is a good thing. Thank you, Houston. Thank current 7th seed. Thanks to the current 4th
we
seed.
got you. We got you on the back end, Houston. We got you on the back end.
All right. Let's get a couple last-minute scores here. Baltimore, New York Giants is over 35-14. Baltimore wins that one. New York Jets and Jacksonville are tied with 1:22 left in the game at 25 all. Dallas is up over Carolina 30-14 with 4:30 left in the 4th. Washington is up over New Orleans 20-13 with 1 minute left in the game. Cincinnati is up over Tennessee by 10 points, 31-21 with 2:35 left in the game. So likely Cincinnati is going to walk away with a win today. Not that it's going to be, they're still so far back from us.
Who has the ball in that Commander Saints game?
Right now it's New Orleans. New Orleans has the ball with 59 seconds left.
And they ran for like a 10-yard run.
Touchdown. If they come back and score a touchdown, they'll beat the Commanders. Watch out for that rookie of the year race if the Commanders lose. That's just something to pay attention to. Guys, thank you guys for being here. One last time.
Hold on.
Go.
Okay. There was one score left. But
no, Johnny. One last time. One round of applause.
We're going to get you on a lot more often.
A lot more often. If you guys are here from MHRT, go ahead over to the Orange and Blue Network on our social medias. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends and family, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any videos. And if you guys are here from Orange and Blue Network, go ahead over to MHRT. Like their social medias, follow them on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of their videos as well. Why? Because today is an Orange and Blue Network takeover. Because as soon as we are done with here, we're going to go over to the live broadcasting of the neighborhood over on MHRT Network, where Johnny and I will be hosting the first half, and then Johnny and the Denver Dream Weaver, will be hosting the second half, which will lead to the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. This is why you want to hit the notification bell on both the MHRT Network and the Orange and Blue Network, guys. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell. If we don't see you over there at the neighborhood, then we'll see you at the post-game show after we get this absolute dubby. So let's go ahead and get a one last mile-high salute. We're out of here, guys. We love you all, and we will see you after the game. Any last words, guys?